Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of Road Signs this year. My personal following of the road to WrestleMania, etc., etc., etc. Thanks for coming along for the ride. The inaugural episode this year makes most sense to get my fantasy WrestleMania out of the way. What I would love to see at WrestleMania before they give us what they're actually going to give us for WrestleMania. Not to say that whatever they do give us isn't going to be great, but going into 2012, with what's going on right now, this is what I would love to see at WrestleMania. So let's not hesitate, let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. Match 1 would be a street fight between Wade Barrett and Sheamus. I think it would be a great opener. I think these guys are great brawlers, and I think it would be a great... Depending on the time it was given, it would be a great opener to get everybody, up and going for the show. Next, we would get the tag team championships out of the way. Air Boom, the Usos, and Epico and Primo have gone sort of, tit for tat, back and forth between each other for quite a while, so why not settle it with all three teams in the ring in a ladder match? I think the ladder match would be great for all three teams. They're all high-flying, they're all very, very exciting, and as far as I know, so far, there's no Money in the Bank ladder match this year, so it's not like we have any other ladder matches coming up, do we? Next, Zack Ryder would defend his U.S. title against R-Truth. I think R-Truth needs to break away from the shit with The Miz, needs to break away from the, awesome truth and all that sort of thing. I think having him go after Zack Ryder would be a nice, natural progression for him. Next, now we all think that It Begins 2012 is Chris Jericho and that he's going to go after Punk, but, and I'll tell you why, Jericho versus The Miz. They are so similar, their arrogance is so similar, the way their characters are so similar in some respects. I think this could be a match, if done properly, that would almost be like wrestling with a mirror. And you wouldn't even need any hype, you wouldn't even need any title on the line. I think it would just be a great one-on-one match. Next, this is one... It doesn't necessarily make any sense other than if you watched SmackDown last week, but it's one that I would love to see just for the hell of it, is Rhodes versus Goldust for the Intercontinental Championship with Booker T as the ref. I think Rhodes and Booker T are going to finish their rivalry long before we get to Mania, and Goldust has been all over Twitter and Facebook, etc., petitioning for a match against his brother at WrestleMania. I think for a one-off, I think for a brother-brother storyline, and to keep Booker T in the mix of that, I think you'd have a great match. To put it for the Intercontinental Championship, not necessarily that I think the Intercontinental Championship is going to go anywhere, but I really truly believe that if you're going to have a lot of championships in the WWE, they all need to be represented in championship matches at WrestleMania. Moving on. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Hunico and Alberto Del Rio. Rey Mysterio has been injured by Alberto Del Rio numerous times, and because of Sin Cara's injury, the Hunico-Sin Cara rivalry never really got a chance to finish. So there's two standing feuds there, and Sin Cara and Alberto Del Rio had a little bit of whatever they had, and yeah. The only thing I would add to this, and it is corny and it is tacky and it is a cliche that is well overdone, but I would have Mysterio and Sin Cara both putting their masks on the line in this match. Next, second street fight of the night. It might get a bit redundant, but I don't care. Triple H versus Kevin Nash. One more time to settle the score. Nash attacked, Triple H on Raw, put him out. Triple H attacked Nash with the hammer at the pay-per-view. I'm guessing put him out. Have the tiebreaker match at Mania. It makes sense. And to have any other kind of match, to have a cage match or another ladder match or whatever with Nash in the shape that he's in wouldn't make sense. So, street fight, a brawling, falls count anywhere type of thing would suit both of them, and I don't think it would do any damage to Triple H either. Rock Cena. We're all excited about Rock Cena. But, because it's Cena, I say fuck Rock Cena. Replace that match with Austin Taker. Everybody's saying, or even in interviews I've heard it be said, that Austin would come back to WWE for one more match for the right amount of money. And everybody's, you know, busting a gut over who Undertaker's going to face this year, because it's the all-important, you know, 20-0. If those two, you know, debates came together, Austin versus Taker would be a great match. It would be a great one-off for Austin, and it would be a great match for Undertaker. Now, the two title matches, and here's where nobody's going to like me. Daniel Bryan versus Christian. Christian to either cheat his way through the Royal Rumble or cheat his way through the Elimination Chamber that comes after the Rumble, or pull some other kind of lawyer loophole bullshit and get his one more match against Daniel Bryan. Yes, because I think Daniel Bryan should carry the World Heavyweight Championship until Mania. Christian versus Bryan. Christian's good enough to be in, like, Christian's not the greatest main eventer of all time. I'm a big fan of his, and even I'll admit that. But Christian's good enough that I think he could hold his own, and I think with somebody like Bryan could carry him the rest of the way, and the two of them could have a great WrestleMania-worthy match. That's that. The last one is the match we're actually going to see tonight on Raw, and I think, if done properly, could carry all the way to Mania if WWE let it. And that's Dolph Ziggler versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. Anybody that's seen these two guys fight before, I don't have to add anything to it. Nothing else needs to be said. You know how great it is. Now, how many of these matches do I see actually happening? The dirt sheets, etc., say that Sheamus has taken Randy Orton's spot in street fights with Wade Barrett through house shows throughout the schedule for the next month or so. Air Boom, the Usos, and Primo and Epico. If not all three of these teams, I can see at least two of these three teams going at it at Mania, if WWE is even going to represent the Tag Team Championships at all. Which, if they don't, they're idiots. R-Truth versus Zack Ryder, hit or miss. Zack Ryder is way, way, way too hot right now in terms of fan opinion and whatnot to not be defending his title at Mania, I think. Miz versus Jericho is my pipe dream. Pretty much, if Jericho does come back, I know he's going to be in a main event slot, and I don't think WWE, the way they're pushing the Miz right now, is going to be in a main event spot. So, that's really, really a pipe dream for me. Rhodes versus Goldust. It looks like they're pushing towards a Rhodes Goldust match. Will they save it for Mania? Remains to be seen. The whole Booker T thing with Cody Rhodes is still not done, but it's a 50-50 chance thing. The Mysterio Sin Cara Hunico Alberto Del Rio match for the masks, I don't think will happen. I would love it to happen. I think done properly they could pull it off amazingly, or even if it was a fatal four-way for that matter. But yeah, Austin Taker I doubt is going to happen because Rock Cena is happening, unfortunately. Bryan Christian, again, probably not going to happen, even though I would love to see it. Punk Ziggler should happen. Punk Ziggler, like I say, if you've seen these guys go at it before, if there's no bullshit, if they get rid of Swagger, if they get rid of Vicky Guerrero, if they get rid of, you know, John Laurinaitis and all the office bullshit on Punk's end, if they just let these two guys go at Mania, it would work. Will they do it? Probably not. Whatever. But anyways, yes, that is my WrestleMania fantasy card for 2012, WrestleMania 29. Hope you guys liked it. This has been the first episode of Road Signs for 2012. I am Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, let me know what you think, and I will talk to all you guys later. I'm tagging out. Bye.
Get up, come on, get down.